Good evening, East Alabama. This is the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts. I want to welcome you in on this Thursday afternoon. Hope you've had a great week so far. Hope you'll continue throughout tomorrow with us this week as we have more highlights today from baseball at Choccolocco Park Spring Break Experience Baseball Tournament. As always, we have a recap of yesterday with scores, stats, and all the results from baseball and softball yesterday. We didn't have a lot of action yesterday with it being Wednesday, but we did have a little bit of action, but not a lot, but a little bit. We're going to talk about the results of that. But before we go any further, make sure to hit that like and follow button on our East Alabama Now page so that you don't miss anything East Alabama Now. We have the Locker Room here every weekday, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m., and we have our East Alabama Now news at 6:30 p.m. Mike Stedham and Katie Edwards bring you your local news. John Holder has your local weather. Weather on your street is very well known across this area. And, of course, we have our sports, and I am the sports anchor for that. So, again, we want to welcome you into the Locker Room if this is your first time. Our goal here at East Alabama Now, our goal on the Locker Room is to bring you not just the best, but up-to-date baseball, softball, track and field, soccer, whatever spring sport it is right now, golf, or if it's the fall where it's football and volleyball, whether it's winter with basketball, wrestling, whatever it is, our goal is to bring you highlights, interviews with local coaches, players, and again, just anything that breaks in terms of news, we want to give you updates on that. We pride ourselves on our highlights. That's one thing that I really love is to make sure that we give you guys highlights. I don't know anyone, and this is just being genuine. I don't believe in competition. I don't believe in competing with other people. I just control what I can control, and that's trying to do what God's called me to do, and that's to serve the community. But I can say there's not many that I've seen that are doing baseball highlights, and I've had the pleasure of being at Choccolocco Park this week doing highlights, and can't wait to give some love to the Faith Christian Lions today who went head-to-head with Deshler. Deshler's from Tuscumbia. We're going to have more on those highlights in our next segment. As always, we start our day with our scoreboard, recapping what took place yesterday. So let's go to our scoreboard, and let's start with baseball action from yesterday on Wednesday, March 27th. Let's start with Travis Jansen's Oxford Yellow Jackets. It was Class 6A Area 13 play against Pell City. Forrest Heacock and Hudson Gilman each hit not just a home run, guys, but listen to this. Both of them hit a grand slam. 8 runs on those 2 hits. That's what happened with Forrest Heacock and Hudson Gilman as Oxford moved to 15-7 on the year. Heacock's grand slam came in the 3rd inning. Hudson Gilman's came in the 5th. Both of them had 2 hits in this game, including a Gilman double. R.J. Brooks had a great day at the plate. He went 3 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Judd Sire went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Rocco Maniscalco also had an RBI and scored a run. R.J. Brooks got the win on the mound. He worked 3 1/3 innings. He allowed only 4 hits and 3 earned runs with 2 strikeouts. Kanan Whitman allowed 5 hits and 1 earned run with 1 strikeout in 3 2/3 innings as Oxford got the win over Pell City 11-4. All right, next up, it was Class 4A Area 9 play. This game was supposed to be Tuesday night, same as Oxford's. Got moved to Wednesday. So Jacksonville went to Cleveland County last night. Zay Lemon went 3 for 4 with a double, a run, and 5 RBIs. As Jacksonville moved to 500 on the year, they go to 11-11 with a dominating 17-5 win over Cleveland County. John Ducker went 3 for 3 with a run and 3 RBIs. Jackson Bonner went 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 3 RBIs. Matthew Salmon was 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 3 RBIs. Drake Loggins had 2 runs, 2 RBIs, and Kingston Peeler had 2 runs and an RBI. Ducker got the win working 3 2/3 innings with 2 hits, no runs, and 3 strikeouts as Jacksonville got the win 17-5 over Cleveland County. They meet tonight for the second game of the series. If Cleveland County can win that, they'll play a third. If Jacksonville wins that, they take the series, and it is over. Same for Oxford and Pell City. They'll meet tonight. Both teams are at home. Oxford's at home against Pell City. Could play 2, could play 1 if Oxford wins the first. Jacksonville's at home against Cleveland County. If they win the first, it's over. We'll be there, so tomorrow, expect highlights tomorrow of Jacksonville and Cleveland County right here on the Locker Room. Let's move forward. This next game was at Choccolocco Park. Coach J.D. Phillips' Walter Welborn team went head-to-head with Deshler. Liam Avery, Dozier Hayes, Logan Miller, Brennan Talley, Ashton Woodard, and Sean Perez each had a hit for Welborn, so they hit the ball. Tanner Ingram and Brennan Talley were the 1-2 punch in the lineup. They each drove in the lone runs for Welborn. And for Deshler, they accumulated 9 hits Alexander and Noyola were a 1-2 punch in the lineup as they each drove in 3 runs for Deshler. Jay Murner led Deshler with 3 walks. Overall, the team had a strong eye at the plate, piling up 8 walks for the game. Murner stole 2 bases as Deshler took care of Welborn, and they beat them 16-2 as they hit the run rule limit. And so that Welborn will not play again until next week when they play Weaver. Deshler played again today against Faith Christian. You're going to see highlights of that in just a minute. All right, so we're going to talk more about this Deshler team that is now 2-0 against teams from Calhoun County after getting a win, of course, over Welborn and getting a win over Faith Christian. We had a couple softball games, mainly Alexandria, who was playing down in Gulf Shores yesterday. But as always, let's go back to our scoreboard, but let's take a look at softball. Let's start with Alexandria. The Valley Cubs opened the day with a win over Spanish Fort by a score of 8-6, and that would advance them to the next round against Spanish Fort. Alexandria took the lead with 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning. They held the Toros scoreless in the bottom of the inning. Charlie Paris had a bunt plus an error that scored 1. Jill Cockrell singled home the other run. Presley Slayton homered, going 3 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. She also pitched, allowed 5 hits, 4 earned runs with 6 strikeouts in 5 innings. Christian Hess singled and had an RBI, and Alyssa Hunt finished with an RBI. That advanced Alexandria to the next game in the tournament, where they went head-to-head with Oswego, Illinois. That is Oswego, and they are out of the state of Illinois. So they made the trip from Illinois to Gulf Shores, Alabama. And Coach Hess's team got the win over Oswego 10-8. Slayton went 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run and 4 RBIs. Hess and Paris each had 2 singles and 2 RBIs. Cockrell and Brinley Sparks each had 2 hits, including a double and 1 RBI. Clancy Bryant went 3 for 3, scored a run. Hunt doubled and scored a run. Cockrell again had a big game for them. So that would advance Alexandria to the quarterfinals of the tournament, where they went head-to-head with Hartselle. And unfortunately, that is where Alexandria's run in the Gulf Shores tournament would end, as they fell to Hartselle 8-3. Cockrell hit a 2-run homer against Hartselle. Sparks doubled with an RBI, and Hess doubled and scored a run. But ultimately, Hartselle got the win over Alexandria 8-3 as Hartselle advanced to the semifinals of the Gulf Shores Spring Break Tournament. Now, for Coach Bryant's team, the Pleasant Valley Raiders, who are also playing down in Gulf Shores, they got a win over Jag 14-3. Madison Cromer hit 2 of Pleasant Valley's 4 home runs. They hit 4 home runs against Jag High School. Madison Cromer got 2 of those, and they closed out their stay in Gulf Shores with a win over Jag, also known as Montgomery's Johnson Abernathy Great School. Cromer went 3 for 4 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. Another big game for them, Lily Henry. She went 2 for 3 with a home run, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. Grace Ward hit a home run. She went 3 for 3 with 3 runs and an RBI. Ward hit 2 doubles. That's not it. This was a dominating offensive performance from Pleasant Valley. Aubrey Cromer went 2 for 3 with a double, 2 runs and an RBI. Y'all think I'm done yet? No, I got more. Haley Lee, she went 2 for 2 with a double, a run and RBI. Is that it? Nope. Lily Robinson, she had a single and 3 RBIs. And Jordan Cheatwood had a single and RBI, as it was all Pleasant Valley Raiders. As Coach Bryant's team closed out their Gulf Shore stay with a win over Jag 14-3. All right, that basically covers the action from yesterday here in East Alabama. I'm going to take a water break, and when we come back, we're going to have highlights from Signature Field at Choccolocco Park, Faith Christian Lions, Deshler Tigers. We have more in just a minute as we continue on the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life. a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
Ted's Floors & Beyond brings you the locker room each and every day. Ted's Floors & Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by the showroom there in Anniston, and you can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors & Beyond, and now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. Go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. Shopteds.com. Ted's Floors & Beyond brings you the locker room. We continue on the locker room presented by Ted's Floors & Beyond, and we are going to give you guys highlights of Deshler and Faith Christian. But before we get into the highlights, it's been a busy week at Choccolocco Park. It's been a lot of baseball. Just to kind of sum up this week for you guys in terms of the spring break experience, these are just local teams. This doesn't include teams outside of our area, like you've got Deshler in town, I believe it was West Morgan, West Point. You had Lauderdale County was playing today. You've had, just a lot of teams that are in the area, North Jackson, that aren't from this area that came to Choccolocco Park this week, Ardmore, Hoax Bluff to play baseball. But Monday you had Welborn and Pleasant Valley, White Plains and Vincent, Pleasant Valley and Weaver, White Plains and Welborn, West Blockton and Piedmont, Hueytown and Oxford. That's just Monday. Tuesday you had Hewitt, Trustful and Hoax Bluff, Pleasant Valley and Ardmore, White Plains, Ardmore, White Plains, Hoax Bluff. Yesterday, on Wednesday, you had Ardmore and Clay Central, Deshler and Welborn played, Hueytown and Hoax Bluff, Piedmont and Hewitt Trustful. And then today, Faith Christian played Deshler, and Oxford's at home tonight against Pell City. And then we've got more. Tomorrow, Faith Christian's going to play Gadsden City at noon. Oxford's going to play Chilton County. On Saturday, Faith Christian's going to play Chilton County. Been a lot of baseball action at Choccolocco Park. And softball is actually going to pick up tomorrow as well. Oxford and Saraland are going to play out at Choccolocco Park tomorrow. Oxford and Arab will play. White Plains and Hoax Bluff. White Plains and Pell City. White Plains and Beauregard. Hoax Bluff and Hamilton. And then on Saturday, Oxford will play Plainview. Oxford will play Hamilton. White Plains will play Oak Mountain. Hoax Bluff will play Asheville. And Hoax Bluff will play Beauregard. So a lot of action at Choccolocco Park. So spring break has been busy for them for sure. There's no question about that. So we have highlights. We were out there today for Faith Christian and Deshler. As always, those highlights are presented by none other than Miss Lindsay Barger of Really Real Real Estate. I got to ask you, do you love where you live? Well, you may be going, no, I really don't, Namath. I think I'm ready to buy, or maybe I'm ready to sell. Well, whichever one it is, with Lindsay Barger, we can help make your home dreams a reality. She specializes in home buying, home selling, investing. Whether you want to buy a personal home, buy land to build a dream home, sell a rental home, or buy a home to flip and resell, whatever it is, Lindsay Barger is your friend through it all. So I know for a fact she would love to guide you in the process of real estate today. So call her right there at her number, 256-441-2389. Call her for all your real estate needs, and do not forget to like and follow her on Facebook and Instagram at lindsaybarger.realtor. All right, let's get into the highlights from Choccolocco Park at Signature Field. Deshler Faith Christian. Miles Rogers is on the mound for Deshler. Brady Whitworth hits a ground ball, and Jacob Alexander cannot field it for Deshler, so that will be an infield single for Brady Whitworth. Faith Christian still at the plate. This time, again, on the mounds, Miles Rogers. Eli Robinson's going to hit a pop-up, and it is going to be caught by Aiden Oyola, and that is going to get the out for Deshler. Still Faith Christian at the plate. Rogers on the mound. Jaden Smith is going to hit a pop-up, and it is caught by the same man that caught the last one, Aiden Oyola, who gets the pop-up out for Deshler. This time, Miles Rogers gets Carson Harris to strike out swinging. All right, Will Smith on the mound for Faith Christian, and this one is going to be a foul ball. Showing you guys a little action of Will Smith on the mound. All right, this time Jacob Allen for Deshler is going to hit a single to right field. So there's a single for Jacob Allen of Deshler. And speaking of Jacob Allen, though, how about this? Will Smith and the Faith Christian defense going to get him in a little bit of a rundown right here between second and third base. And Colton Reese is going to get the out for Faith Christian. By the way, great sportsmanship by Colton Reese right here to check on Jacob Allen. Smith still on the mound for Faith Christian. Camden Fuller at the plate. Fuller's going to hit a fly ball to left center that is caught by Vincent Montgomery of Faith Christian, and Deshler's going to advance a runner from second to third base as Vincent Montgomery gets the out. That's a sac fly for Camden Fuller. This time, Jacob Alexander at the plate for Deshler. He's going to hit a slow ground ball to Will Smith. Smith's going to make a bad throw to first base, and that's going to move Alexander to second base for Deshler, and that is going to score a run at the plate for Deshler. Smith still on the mound. Aiden Noyola at the plate for Deshler, and he's going to hit one to deep right field, and it is going to end up being a triple for Noyola. Look at the wheels on this guy. Hold on a second. We're going to show you guys. He ends up on third base. It's a triple. It scores a run. And Deshler, they did some celebrating throughout the game, and here it is a little bit right here. Wait for it. Boom, boom, boom. There's always three, so three signals something. Either way, Price Thornton wants to get in on the action. Speaking of triples to right field, well, Price Thornton hits him one deep to right field, and he's got some legs on him. There he goes. We just seen a triple by Aiden Noyola, and now we're going to see a triple by Price Thornton as he's safe at third base. Can I get another one of them little chop celebrations? 1, 2, 3. There it is, at 3. It's 3 every time. I guess maybe because he got a triple. I'm not sure. All right, we have a pitch and change for Faith Christian. Toby Reichard's now on the mound for the Lions. And Reichard's first batter he faces is Nash Adams, and Nash Adams is going to hit a streaker to him. And Reichard is going to field it and get the out at first to end the inning. This time, Vincent Montgomery at the plate for Faith Christian. He's going to hit a ground ball to shortstop, and it is fielded for the out. Or no, he beats the fielder, and he gets an infield single. I apologize. Vincent Montgomery with the wheels right there. He beats out the shortstop to get an infield single. This time, Will Smith hits a ground ball to Jacob Alexander. He fields it cleanly and gets the out at first base for Deshler. This time, Toby Reichard back on the mound for Faith Christian. Garrett Reed at the plate for Deshler. And Garrett Reed is going to hit one deep to center field. A lot of triples. I don't know if I've seen this many triples in a game. But Garrett Reed, you see him coming around second to third. He gets a triple, and that's going to score Jacob Allen at the plate. So a triple scores Jacob Allen at the plate. This time, Camden Fuller is going to hit a ground ball, and it's going to get through to the outfield, and that is going to score Garrett Reed at the plate for Deshler. So back-to-back RBIs for Deshler. So Toby Reichard going to attempt to pick off a attempt. It would be unsuccessful. So now we've got runner on first base, and he's going to try to go to second. So Toby Reichard's going to throw it in. The throw down by Brady Whitworth is going to be a bad throw and go into the outfield, and that is going to move the runner from first to third after the bad throw by Whitworth. All right, Tanner Smith now at the plate. He's going to hit a ground ball to Garrett Reed at shortstop. Garrett Reed's going to field it, and he gets the out for Deshler. All right, Faith Christian now down to their last 3 outs, and a walk with bases loaded is going to score Eli Robinson. And that is going to bring up Toby Reichard. And Toby Reichard's going to hit a ground ball to Garrett Reed. Garrett Reed's going to field it and throw it to first base for the out as Deshler gets the win over Spring Garden by a score of 15-2. So Deshler gets their second win at Choccolocco Park over a Calhoun County team. They already defeated Welborn 16-2, and they now defeat Faith Christian 15-2. Those are our highlights presented by Lindsey Barger of Really Real Real Estate. You may not know a lot about Deshler. Again, they're from Tuscumbia. They're coached by Coach Justin Cantrell. Speaking of Coach Cantrell, we're going to talk with him after the break. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more on him and Faith Christian head coach Joshua Ray as we continue on the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
Welcome back into the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts. I want to remind you to hit that like and follow button on our East Alabama Now page so that you don't miss the Locker Room. We're here every weekday, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. The reason why you don't need to miss the highlights is because you just don't ever know when it might be your team, your school, your community that we show highlights of, just like we showed you guys in the last segment. Faith Christian Deshler, that's where we pick right back up at. We always love to talk with the winning coaches. I typically try not to talk to the other coaches much just because I know the last thing they want to see is a media person, but this was our first time getting to cover Faith Christian baseball this season, so you're going to hear from Coach Joshua Ray in a minute. But we're going to start with the winning coach for today, Coach Justin Cantrell of Deshler, and his team traveling, staying in a hotel, played at Chockalaka Park, trying to play good competition to kind of prepare themselves for that second stretch of the season before the playoffs. And today they got a pretty dominating win in 6 innings over Faith Christian. And we talked with the head coach of Deshler, Justin Cantrell, after the game, where I asked him how he felt like his team played against Faith.
Oh, we played really good. Our starting pitcher had to come out after the first inning, had a little arm trouble, and sophomore Miles Rogers got his first outing today, came out and helped us out a ton. I mean, he really helped our pitching staff out today. He went the full 6 innings after that and got the win for us. But we played really good. Our bats were better today. Yesterday, our bats at the 9 o'clock game, it looked like we were still in the hotel. But today we woke up a little bit better and built up a lot of baseball. So a lot more pleased with the way we played today than yesterday. So
we talked about it the other day about how spring break can be tricky, especially when you're traveling and playing, because you just don't know where the minds are going to be at mentally for your guys. Do they want to be there? Do they want to play baseball? Or are they thinking about how they wish they could be at the beach? They wish they could be in Gatlinburg or somewhere else. For Deshler, they've looked really good this week at Chockalaka Park. And I asked Coach Cantrell, what were your goals, if any, when you came into this week and knew that you were going to get a lot of good games at Chockalaka Park?
Just to get better as a team, or I knew we were going to come in here and see some good arms that you're going to have to see in a big-time area game or a playoff to make a playoff run. And that's just kind of what we're going to come down here and do, see really good arms, have good at-bats, and just compete at the plate.
This isn't the first time that Deshlers came to Chockalaka Park to play. Coach Cantrell actually mentioned how I think this was the 3rd or 4th year that he's brought his team to Oxford. The reason for is Chockalaka Park is a really beautiful park. They have great facilities, great fields, just great amenities and things to do around the park. So I asked Coach Cantrell to just talk a little bit more about the facilities at Oxford.
Oh, love it. I mean, we've been doing this for, I guess this is my 3rd or 4th time down here. We always like coming down here. Wes does a great job with it, always been able to get us games. So, I mean, it's just a great experience. The grounds crew does an outstanding job, and it's one of the better playing surfaces that you play on in high school.
Deshler did get the win, and again, the reason it's important to play at Chocolate Park if you're a team like Deshler is you could end up playing there at some point later towards the state championship if you could get to that point. Sometimes they'll mix the games up there along with Jacksonville State University, so you could end up potentially playing another game there later, and then especially like with the softball later this week, like you see teams like Oak Mountain who's coming to town, Plainview's coming to town, Beauregard, those teams want to go ahead and get familiar with that the stadium and the atmosphere because they're expecting to play there later when the state championships roll around. And how blessed are we here in Calhoun County to have Choccolocco Park and to have the opportunity to host such an important event of the year like the state softball and baseball championships. Now, unfortunately for Faith Christian, they came out on the losing side this morning, but still a lot you can build on if you're Coach Joshua Ray. And obviously they lost. Things didn't go the way they wanted them to go, but I talked with Coach Ray after the game, and he talked about how he felt like his team competed and how he felt like they performed against a really good Deshler team.
It's a tough team. Deshler's a really good team, and they threw strikes, and they hit the ball really hard. And we made a good bit of the plays. We threw strikes. We put the ball in play for the most part, and we can always do better. We can always improve, but for the most part, I think we played decent.
You heard Coach Cantrell from Deshler kind of talk about his goals for his team this week. I feel like most coaches have been pretty much the same. They just want to sharpen their skills. Well, when it comes to Faith Christian, what they're hoping to achieve this week at Choccolocco Park, here's Joshua Ray telling us more.
Just get better. Just to get better. Like I said, we've got a lot of tough competition. We've got Deshler, Gaston City, and Chilton County, schools that we wouldn't typically play. Higher classification, more students, those types of things. So I'm sure we'll see good arms. Get ready for our 2 area weeks that we have coming up after the spring break week. So that's the goal. Just get better, see good arms, get some practice in, make plays in the field, and have good at bats to get some good arms.
You heard Coach kind of mention those 2 area weeks right there. They've got some important area series coming up. Now they've already took care of Raglan. You've got Jacksonville Christian Academy, and you've got Appalachian. They have to find a way to win one of those 2 series to make the playoffs. If they win both, then they could be area champions. Obviously, Appalachians, the defending 1A state champions, have pretty much disposed of the area opponents they've faced so far. So for Faith Christian, if you could find a way to upset Appalachian, then you could win potentially the area. But really, the biggest area is that Jacksonville Christian Academy area because that's really going to determine who makes the playoffs between Faith Christian and Jacksonville Christian Academy. So as Coach Joshua Ray, looking down the stretch at those 2 area weeks, how does your team take one of the 2 next series in area play so that you guys can make the playoffs?
Throw strikes. I think that's our biggest thorn in our side right now is throwing strikes. I think in our last area series we walked over 20 guys in 3 games. So we got to be able to throw strikes and having good plate appearances. Got to be able to put the ball in play, battle with 2 strikes, and we've done that pretty well this year. We're getting better every game as far as battling with 2 strikes, so keep doing that. I think the guys have finally bought in, just keep doing that.
Before Faith Christian gets to area play, they got to wrap up spring break. They're back in action tomorrow at Signature Field at Choccolocco Park at noon, where they'll go head-to-head with Class 6A's Gadsden City. They'll close out their weekend, at Choccolocco Park, where they will face Chilton County. All right, that is going to do it for us today on the Locker Room. I hope you'll join us back here tomorrow. We'll have more highlights, not from Spring Break Experience Tournament, but from a big area game. Tonight, Jacksonville, Cleveland County, what could be potentially the area championship when it's said and done. It's all dependent on where White Plains goes in the mix. But if you're looking at the past couple years, Jacksonville and Cleveland County have been the 2 teams to come out on the top. We'll have highlights of that game tomorrow on the Locker Room. Other than that, have a great Thursday evening. God bless. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.